The long-awaited episodes 7 and 8 of the 2025 disaster series Murderbot are finally here, and a terrifying new giant beast emerges, proving the mining planet indeed holds an incredible secret. If you missed the previous episodes, catch up on the backstory in my playlist, and let's pick up right where we left off last week. At the end of the previous episode, the survey team learned from Beebe that there was actually a third faction on the planet, one that could not only override SecUnit programming, but also appeared to be plotting something. Assessing the unclear threat level, Murderbot recommends an immediate retreat. However, the communication beacon is damaged, preventing contact with the company light years away, and the camp's ship is only a small lander, incapable of interstellar travel. Worse still, the planet is crawling with giant worms, and leaving camp means having no shelter. Bharadwaj suggests focusing on repairing the beacon to contact HQ, which Garathan agrees is the safer plan. Just as they discuss options, Murderbot suddenly detects an anomalous signal.
They're coming. We need to leave now. I'm asking you to please get into the hopper. Unless you feel like dying. I mean from them, not from me.
Learning Beebe's faction is moving towards camp, Mensa orders evacuation, boarding the ship with the team and all data. After leaving camp, the survey team reaches a clearing with dense vegetation and forest, ideal for hiding. Murderbot tells everyone to stay put while it sets up a perimeter alert system nearby. However, after Murderbot left, the team started arguing again. Pin Lee worried Murderbot's programming wasn't fully purged, fearing if it got controlled by Beebe's faction, they would simply be doomed, and she suggested they leave immediately. Mensa thinks this is incredibly reckless, stating that without Murderbot, they would have been eaten by the planet's giant worms long ago. She adds their real concern is Beebe's faction. They know nothing about the enemy, not even their numbers or location, making Murderbot essential, and without it, they truly would just be waiting to die. Bharadwaj agrees with Mensa. Unbeknownst to the arguing humans, their every word is transmitted via the ship's cameras to Murderbot's chip. Watching them bicker, Murderbot has no desire to deal with these silly humans, preferring to watch dramas instead. However, just as Murderbot finishes setting the perimeter and heads back, it suddenly detects anomalous energy fluctuations nearby.
Now!
We can talk about this!
Oh, you can't, because you'll all be dead!
Seeing a giant worm burst from the ground silences the arguing humans instantly. Spotting prey, the giant worm leaps onto the ship seeking a weak point. Murderbot grabs its weapon, ready to open fire if it breaches. But while Murderbot focuses on the worm above, Bharadwaj looks back and sees something even more terrifying.
There's another one!
This one's different!
Another monster outside the viewport stuns everyone aboard. Murderbot scans it but finds no match in its database. Worse still, just calculating from the monster's size, Murderbot realizes it weighs 10,000 kilograms. One swipe from its claw would destroy their ship. While the team is panicking, the new creature doesn't attack the ship. It turns its attention to the giant bug on the rooftop instead.
They're fighting!
They're gonna kill each other.
Watching the two giant worms fighting on the hull, everyone worries if their ship can withstand it. Mid-fight, the two worms suddenly grapple together. Arata realizes immediately they aren't fighting, but mating. 3 minutes later, both giant worms left the scene, and Murderbot carefully opened the hatch to investigate. The moment they stepped out, they discovered insect eggs right by the hatch entrance. Turns out the ship's engine heat had drawn the creatures in. Arata wants to collect some eggs for research back at camp, but as she reaches for tools, a SecUnit suddenly drops from the sky.
Please remain calm.
Spotting the robot, Murderbot reacts to fight back, but as an older model, it's no match for the SecUnit, getting pinned to the ground almost instantly. Bharadwaj and others try to help, but are powerless. During the struggle, the SecUnit accidentally smashes the insect eggs. Just as the robot prepares to finish off the team, the giant worm suddenly returns. And destroys the SecUnit. The giant worm then retrieves the remaining eggs and swiftly leaves the scene. After the giant worm left, the team hid in the woods, and soon after, the camp's security system sent an alert that their base had been breached. The moment she received the notification, Mensa activated the camp's cameras and saw 3 state-of-the-art SecUnits appear in the base, searching everywhere. After finding the camp empty, the lead SecUnit hacked into the base's system and copied the entire database. Fortunately, Mensa had transferred all survey data to a hard drive before leaving. Clearly, something incredible must be hidden on this mining planet to make this team so desperate for the data. Just then, Mensa noticed a distinct emblem on the SecUnit's arm.
Can anybody identify that marking?
I'm on it. It's Grey Chris.
That's who the insignia belongs to. Some kind of mining company.
Damn, you're good.
Anyone ever heard of them?
There's something.
Learning this emblem belonged to Greycris, Mensa found it strange. She knew this company. Greycris was a mining conglomerate with thousands of resource planets across the galaxy. But this territory didn't belong to Greycris, so why was their team here? As everyone puzzled over this, a woman appeared on camera, the leader of this squad. She admitted they destroyed the beacon, but claimed it was to protect everyone, not trap them. She insisted they came with peaceful intentions and even proposed collaborating to escape the planet. To show sincerity, she would withdraw her team and leave contact details on the table. If Mensa's team agreed, they could reach out. Hearing this, everyone on the ship was stunned. Did this mean Greycris wasn't behind the initial attacks? Were there other enemies on the planet? Rathi suggested contacting them to learn more, but Murderbot thought it too risky, suspecting a trap to lure everyone out for elimination. Bharadwaj and Mensa agreed that was a possibility, yet staying put was unsustainable, especially since Garathan got injured in the earlier fight and needed immediate treatment. The medical pod was still at camp, so after careful thought, Mensa decided to return to base first. They'd address the Greycris situation later, though Mensa's decision seemed reckless. As team leader, Murderbot couldn't defy orders. He told everyone to wait in the ship while he scouted the camp alone and would signal if clear. Mensa approved this plan. After leaving the forest, Murderbot hurried back to the established camp alone and thoroughly inspected every section of the base. Only after confirming the camp's security did it signal Mensa and the others to return by ship. The team carried the injured Garathan to the medical pod, but Bharadwaj discovered his wound was contaminated with insect eggs, causing a necrotic infection that required surgical removal of damaged tissue. Unfortunately, the anesthetic at the camp had run out, so Garathan would have to endure the procedure using sheer willpower. As everyone agonized over this, Murderbot proposed a solution. Though human, Garathan had mechanical enhancements in his brain and body. Murderbot could link their neural systems via his chip to temporarily block Garathan's pain perception. Bharadwaj agreed it might work, so Murderbot connected his system to Garathan's neural chip using a data cable. Once Garathan fell unconscious, Bharadwaj began surgery, but near the procedure's end, Garathan's consciousness suddenly surfaced in Murderbot's system. Through the database link, he glimpsed something horrifying.
Murderbot.
Murder! Gura, are you okay?
I was in there. I was finally in there.
Where?
He's delirious.
Inside of it.
Stop.
It calls itself.
Don't.
It calls itself.
Don't!
It calls itself Murderbot.
It turned out the neural link had uploaded Garathan's mind into Murderbot's system, and even though it lasted only a moment, Garathan accessed everything inside Murderbot's database. Beyond soap operas, Garathan accessed Murderbot's past and uncovered an earth-shattering secret.
I'm sorry, why does it call itself Murderbot?
Because it murdered 57 members of a mining expedition that it was assigned to protect.
That is not true.
Learning Murderbot had once murdered 57 miners left everyone speechless. Facing Garathan's accusations, Murderbot insisted he recalled no such massacre, suggesting the memory might be fragmented data from a prior system implant.
It is not true that that's why I call myself Murderbot.
So you killed more people than that?
I have killed people in order to protect clients. That is not murder.
It's debatable.
It is not certain that I murdered those 57 clients. It could have been an implanted memory. Or maybe someone forced me to do it. Maybe there was a combat override module involved. I don't know.
Maybe you're just defective.
Yet no matter how he explained, nobody believed him. So did Murderbot truly kill those 57 miners? What incredible secret is buried on this mining planet? That's the full breakdown of episodes 7 and 8 from the 2025 latest sci-fi disaster series Murderbot. Overall, the pacing still feels a bit dragged at times, but if you enjoy this series, feel free to save my video. Once new episodes drop, the system will automatically bring you the updates. That's all for today. See you next time.